Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Football Inc. It's a happy place to be today, unless you are an Arsenal fan, because an Arsenal fan on a string, they told me to beat him in a friendly in Hong Kong. No, Hong Kong, I mean. No, whatever. Guys, welcome back to the show. It's been a wonderful afternoon. We've just beaten the Arsenal 1-0. Arsenal Fan TV's meltdowns. Oh, my mate on Football's 12th Man, Danny Boy Potts, is in meltdown. Tottenham fans should be jubilant because, Johnny, it was more than a friendly. Like Wickham, Reading, Luton, they're friendlies against teams in lower leagues, fitness tests. Today, it mattered to everybody. It mattered to Tottenham. It mattered to Arsenal. You could see Arteta doing his thing. We got the points. We got the trophy, 1-0. But the real takeaway was meaningful performances and experimentation that worked. Wonderful thing. We're going to talk about all that with Johnny in just 10 seconds. We've got loads more transfer news, views, and
let me out, Sean.
Well. I'll let you go. Give me 1 second. Guys, smash the like button if you know what's good for you. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. Drop the comments thick and fast. Let us know your thoughts on everything you just seen. We've also got, which I'm going to let Johnny talk about, a potential bomber that is about to break in the background. And guys, finally, please do get over to the audio versions of this. They are on Spotify, on Amazon, and on Apple Pods. Guys, it's been a wonderful afternoon, and it might just get better in a couple of hours when some news breaks. Johnny, what's going on?
Her Bogle trophy. You'll never seen that. Yeah. Okay, listen, to all you guys out there who didn't have faith in Thomas the Frank engine, shame on you. Because Thomas always wins a trophy in his fourth game, right? Not his second season, his fourth game. Let me tell you, Ange Postecoglou never beat Arsenal. He never beat Arsenal. 4 games, 4 defeats. And let me tell you, that was a fantastic game. You have to be the most miserable git if you can't see that Tottenham today were different gravy. All those defensive drills that I've been talking about running and blocking, repeat, over and over again. Well, they came to the fore in that last 15, 20 minutes. The blocking, the closing down, the pressing, all of it, having come off of a flight, right, and been there for 3 days when Arsenal have been acclimatising for 2 weeks. Honestly and truthfully, there were so many fantastic performances there today. And, I can wax lyrical. Jed Spence was absolutely immense. There's no doubt he's better on the left than he is on the right. Pedro Porro, fantastic. The nutmeg by Cuti Romero in the box against Carl Havertz, which left him bamboozled and pretty angry, was fantastic. But what about that goal from Papa Sarr? Sean? What a goal. The pressing to win the ball back and then the skill set to put that ball in. That's 3 goals in 2 games. I said before, he's going to be the guy that benefits from Thomas Frank more than any other player. I really do feel that.
Yeah.
Showing. He's playing further up the pitch. He's using those long legs. And quite honestly, to all those people that said to me, you're talking crap. I have always said, I didn't say he was going to be that player, but I always said that his body shape and his long legs and how he moves reminded me of Patrick Vieira. Okay. And I'm not taking it back. I'm not saying he's going to be Patrick Vieira. I'm just saying he reminds me how he plays and how he runs with the ball and the way he's challenging now. Yeah, I'm buzzing. We should be, because I think most Spurs fans, Sean, expected very little. And
I put out a poll. I didn't put out a poll. I asked everybody in the before you joined the Spurs Talk Show live stream, watch along. I asked everybody, WDL, what we're getting, and the only person was our friend from Georgia Tech, who said that he's going for a Tottenham win. Listen, I didn't think we were going to win. I thought it was going to be a pretty bad day, but it didn't prove to be that way. And this is why I think that, friendlies generally against lower league opposition that are for fitness tests don't really matter. They don't really matter, right? But there's experimentation and just kind of getting people organized. But when you play a game, this is like the counter argument for why it's important to have games like this in pre-season, because you're playing against your rivals. You're playing against your, like, the people that are sort of chomping at the bit to eat your food for the season. And when it's Arsenal, it matters. It always matters. It doesn't matter if it's a five-a-side game in the local park, right? It matters. And you could see it mattered for both sides. It didn't just matter to Tottenham. I'm sure Arteta will come out in the post-match and say, "It's a friendly, guys. It's a friendly. It doesn't matter." It does. I'm doing the Conte accent again. It does matter. It mattered to him. He was up in Pedro Porro's face outside his technical area, being the donut that he is. Circle back to when he was having a crack at Højbjerg a few years ago. It matters to him, and we took the gravy and we smashed the granny, and it does matter. But for me, Thomas Frank and Cochrane, full plaudits to them. Organisation, discipline, correct substitutions. We were solid at the back. I don't think Arsenal had a shot on target. They might have had one.
Well, they had one. We clapped it. Do you remember?
It was like the save over the bar. But I think that was going wide anyway. And then there was the other one that was a pot shot from distance that was, again, going wide from Zubamendi, but Vicario went and picked it up. So I don't know if they're going to count as shots on target.
But Lego head, Sean. Do you remember when Lego head, Porro went to throw the ball and Lego head standing there?
It's just.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate.
You weren't listening again, were you, mate? You just.
No, because I got distracted. I got distracted by so much news that's going on because we got a potential bomber. It might be.
Let's do the bomber. Let's do the bomber.
João Palhinha, as I said, if it's going to be any deal, it's going to be a loan only. No way Daniel Levy's going to drop the money on him as a 30-year-old. Palhinha, fantastic, mate. No one can complain. What a great deal alone. This isn't no Timo Werner. We got a great relationship with Bayern Munich, and this is exactly what we needed. We're getting the 6 that we wanted. You know, we can rotate now in the Champions League. Although the deal's not done, I'm told it's well on its way. And, you know, you can't ask for any more. I mean, he's a £47 million player that Bayern Munich signed, and we're getting him on a free. Yes, he didn't have a brilliant season last season, but we know that he's tailor-made for the Champions League. And we're looking at the links now.
Are we in talks with Kolo Muani as well, Carsten?
You need to drop the links, because if it's just happened, Santi, look, everyone knows who's followed this channel knows there's probably 3 players. There's 3 players. There's 3 players that Johnny's got the hots for, right? Kolo Muani, he's always doing that. Ian Lubin always rings me during the stream. I think he does it on purpose. Kolo Muani, Jordan Ashwari, and Piero Hincapié. And if we drop any of these players, I'm
changing the name of this stream to Palhinha
and Muani to Spurs.
Talks to Spurs. Bombas. That's it. The name's changed. The name. I've got to change it. I've got to change it somewhere else. Don't worry, mate. This is meaningful. Meaningful.
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to everyone else who's non-Spurs right now, because this isn't a Spurs channel. But obviously, we're Spurs fans, and we're delirious, right? We are delirious. Okay, we're delirious right now. But to all the miseries out there who have slaughtered Thomas Frank and come after me, that's all I got to say.
Mate, I mean, look, it's hang on, Bombas about to drop. Question mark.
Bomba.
If I put the question mark in, then we're good.
Listen, I love Dan Potts, lovely guy, but he's in meltdown. Arsenal TV and meltdown. We're going for the title. We're spending £300 million. Tottenham fans, we ain't spent a penny. We've been left in the mud. Well, that is the first time we've beaten Arsenal in how long? 2 seasons? 3 seasons?
3 seasons. 3 seasons, yeah.
3 seasons. And it was a goal worthy of winning any game, wasn't it? Let's be honest. And we hit the post twice. Let's not make out that it was a freak goal that won it. We hit the post twice. We hit the bar, and we thoroughly deserved the win. Thoroughly deserved it.
How much of a relevance it's obviously I know what's going to happen, right? The Arsenal fans are going to have their meltdown on their own streams, and then they're going to come into everyone else's stream and say, "War a trophy," or whatever, right? But they can't say that against us because they haven't won a trophy and we have in the last couple of a proper trophy. But how meaningful is it, mate, to be able to put in a solid performance like that against a team that has been touted as Premier League title favourites or second favourites? How is it more meaningful than a normal friendly?
Well, listen, Sean, it was a confidence booster that the club needed. No two ways about it. The fan base were in meltdown as usual. You had the Ange fanatics, the Angelistas, all crying to bring back Ange after 2 games. I'm in group chats where you just want to have Frank's love child. You're blind, mate. Well, all I know is that we have a coach that's doing the one thing that football coaches used to do, and that's coach football. And I saw him and Cochrane on those sidelines, coaching, encouraging, looking at the data, working on stuff. I saw him hugging everyone when they came off. I saw him gesticulating on the side of the touchline, not doing an Arteta, but worthy instruction from the sideline. And as I said to you before, all those drills that I've been going on about the closing down defensive drill, everything starts from a clean sheet. Okay, everything. This is a team that's conceded 63 goals. And here we are, we haven't conceded a goal, right?
Yeah.
In those last 3 games. But we didn't concede a goal again. I'm not going to interested in those. This is Arsenal today. And, they've been out there. There's no excuses for them not scoring today. But
the stream has been well and truly updated. I'll change the name to Palhinha and Muani talks to Spurs are on. Bombas to drop. Also, Tottenham 1-0 Arsenal. I've changed the thumbnail. Everyone's going to start piling in, Johnny. 400 people here. Please, guys, smash the like button. Smash the subscribe. This is a meaningful day for Tottenham because the last couple of weeks, Johnny, have been horrendous as a Tottenham fan.
Right.
Watching everybody, the only fans that have had as bad or worse of the last couple of weeks than Tottenham is probably Newcastle United and Aston Villa, but and Newcastle still continue. By the way, we've got a really interesting story we're going to come to in a little while when we get to the news, views, and clues that is going to affect Newcastle and United fans. So if you are here from that sort of those clubs or anywhere else, hang around because this is not a Tottenham stream. This is all football. But there's a massive story breaking with Nick Voltemade, who was supposed to be going elsewhere, but the deal collapsed, and now apparently United and Newcastle are in loggerheads once again for another striker. It's Sesko and it's Voltemade. It's wild, mate. It's wild. But let's stick with Tottenham for a minute, mate. Palhinha, what additional value would he provide today over someone like a Basuma that came on in the second half, or a Bentancur that did well, I thought?
It's not, listen, that you're talking about one game. I'm talking about a season. I'm talking about playing AC Milan on a Wednesday and then playing Liverpool on the Saturday. You cannot have one player in doing the rounds, okay? It's as simple as that. You just can't. And therefore, it's about squad depth. And that's something the Spurs haven't had, okay? And Palhinha adds and gives us what we've cried out for the last 2 years. And that is a ball-winning experience. Experience, guys. Okay? Experience. And that's the thing that we've been missing more than anything else. Okay? When you're... There was a moment in the game, actually, today that annoyed me. It was the only thing that annoyed me. Son, in the experience, we're in the 95th minute. We don't... Arsenal are all over us. He gets the ball. All you do, mate, is take it into the corner and waste the time. What did he do? Whack the ball into the box and we lost possession. Yep. Experience tells you see the game out. And so many times in our history, our recent history, our ability to see games out, apart from the Europa League final, couple of games, has not been great. But the resilience today, the blocking, the clearing of the ball, no messing around, kick the ball out, okay? You can see they're already being coached. We could see the triangles on those flanks there where they were linking up and working in threes, right? All positive stuff. And maybe I'm just so excited because I've been a big Thomas Frank fan for the last 5 years. And I put my neck on the block when we signed him. Yes, we haven't won. This is only a friendly, but all we are looking for is progression. I'm not interested in winning, being unbeaten in the first 10 games, Sean, and then, being beaten in the next 34 games in the next 18 months. I'm not interested in that. I just, we're going to lose games. There's going to be games where we get beat, but I just want to see us progress. And I think any Spurs fan that was watching that game today could see we definitely look strong. We definitely look defensively better. The midfield looked better. I think if anything, maybe, our strikers need to connect a bit better. But they're saying that, as I said, we hit the post twice and hit the bar.
Yeah. Apparently, West Ham have issued a Lucas Paqueta statement. Before I come to that one, Custy, I'm going to get that up in a second. Johnny, just quickly, though, one of the areas I thought we were spectacular today, both offensively and defensively, is an area that I called out when we were looking at our transfer strategy over the last 6 weeks. I said every single player we've been linked with, from Lukumi to Leone to Palhinha to even Kudus in terms of taking set pieces, every single thing screams to me that Tottenham are taking their set pieces, and that Cochrane and Frank have identified that as a major area of weakness and the major area of opportunity, and that we are clearly going to be focusing on that. And then today, we were sensational against the best team at set pieces. Defensively, we didn't let them get a sniff. Offensively, I think we hit the crossbar from Pedro Porro's corner on one side, and then we also hit the post from Pedro Porro's corner on the other side. I think Richarlison was involved in both of them. On the first one, I think you said he got a nick that led to the post, which was a good effort. And the other one, he literally headed the ball 3 seconds or 3 feet, 2 feet from the actual goal line. It probably was going in and by itself a couple of minutes later, but he manages to head it and he gets onto the
ball. I don't know what happened there. I actually think, Sean, that the referee blew the whistle. And I'll tell you why, because they never showed the incident. And I think they blew the whistle. So I hear you.
Either way, set pieces clearly are an area for improvement from Tottenham. The fact that we nullified them and the fact that we had so much value ourselves, I think that was a fantastic little development of our squad.
The runs, Sean, those little triangles where you pick up the ball and another player's running beyond the ball. Then what happens when you're stagnant? We've been stagnant and passing the ball backwards underhand. You get in the ball, and as a player running beyond the ball, what does the defender do? The defender or someone else has to go with him, right? And you're creating space. I mean, honestly, it's listen. There's a lot to be excited about, and Palhinha offers massive upgrade and strength and depth. The one I'm excited about, though, for me, Kolo Muani, right, can play right through the middle, mate. I'm telling you, right? He can play as a striker. He's that strong. I'm telling you, right? I'm a massive fan. I loved him at Eintracht Frankfurt. Stupidly thought the Spurs could go and get him, and then he goes for 90 million to PSG. And then you have a situation where it didn't quite happen with him for all the depth of talent. We apparently tried to go in for him, but he ended up going to Juventus. And what did he do? He got to Juventus, and he did the business straight away. I mean, honestly, I'm a happy bunny today, right? I'm a happy bunny, and let's be honest. We still got money to spend, right? This is a guy who's now churning out a performance like that from the same players that Ange lost 22 games under. Okay. And it wasn't a backs to the wall kind of performance that we saw in the Europa League, was it?
Mate. No. We were their match, mate. We were their match. Yeah. We respected them when we had the 1-0 lead. It was, let's just park our minds back to 2 years ago under Ange Ball. You get a 1-0 lead against a good team, and you go for a second or a third. It's just madness at times, right? Sometimes you just respect the situation. And even though it didn't matter, the cup, the trophy, whatever, yep, cool. We got a trophy, fantastic. We got so many trophies now, mate. The cupboard's filling up, mate. We might have to start cherry picking, put them on rotation, because we just can't. That trophy cabinet's just getting too chock a block. But at the end of the day, for me, the takeaway was the discipline of the team, the organisation, and this is where I give all the credit to Thomas Frank and Cochrane for what they're doing. The players demonstrated how much it meant. In isolation, if we're looking for things to get really excited about, Johnny, I thought Wilson Odobert was really impressive off the left-hand side. Haven't seen too much of him. Yeah. I thought Matisse Tell, when he came on, didn't see too much, but what I did see, he had that one moment where he kind of did that jink, went left, got the time against Ben White, lobbed it in, and Mickey van der Ven probably could have done better against Lewis Skelly in the air, but very positive. Kudos probably not his best performance.
No, he gave a good hug. I'll tell you who got a big hug, though, and a long chat was Cochrane on Bentancur.
Yeah.
Because Bentancur was picking up that ball and moving the ball quickly. No messing about. Look, let's be honest, right? I don't think any Spurs fan really ever believed that squad was that bad that it should have lost 22 games and 17 and finishing 17th. It's all about coaching. I'm a coach. I'm a guy who likes hands-on coaching. I used to, do kids football, and I know it's only kids, but you're shouting from the touchline, you're encouraging from the touchline, you're interacting with them constantly, living every kick. Okay, I never understood why he was just stuck at the sidelines doing everything. Anyway, look, it is what it is. Look, let's just quickly go to the Kolo Muani before we get too excited. Juventus desperately want him. They want to do a loan. They're saying that Kolo Muani is keen to stay at Juventus, but they can't cough up the money. They want 45 million euros. Juventus are trying to entice them with this loan with an obligation to buy and to try and get the deal done next year. Can Spurs really hijack this? Can Spurs really get this deal over the line? Maybe Don Fabio is out and about. Who knows?
Yeah, look, mate, I think that there's a few deals we need to get done, and a few of them are going to be done easier in Italy. For me, I think that Cambiasso would be a really good option to get a left back. If we can't get Anthony Robinson, I think Juve are probably going to be desperate for money, and I think that there's one for Paratici to step in. Obviously, the Kolo Muani deal, if we can hijack that from Juve.
I can't see it. Listen, I'd love it, Sean. I'd love it. But for the life of me, we were twerking for Kolo Muani before we got Matthias Tell, and we was, spun. Oh, we always wanted Tell. Come on, you didn't, right? You wanted Kolo Muani. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, sure.
But
Juve don't have the money, mate. Juve haven't got the money that Tottenham do.
No. I'm just wondering, did Kolo Muani reject us because we were a shit show? Possibly. And now, we're in the Champions League. Maybe we're selling them a different story now. Look, we love you. We're still in for you. That would be a dream for me. I'd be over the moon. And I think a lot of Spurs fans who know their football would be lovely. Fabrizio Bomba.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up right now. Hang on 1 second. We got like there's so many stories we're going to talk about as well, guys. Just outside of
we're not all Spurs. We're moving away from Spurs in a second, but
so Jesse Derry leaves Crystal Palace and joins Chelsea. Agreement sealed. To wear the number 10 shirt at Chelsea. The fuck? Jesse Derry is wearing the 10 shirt. I've never heard of him before. Is he a top player?
Hang on a second.
But 1 minute before that, Tottenham and João Palhinha's camp have been in contact in the last 2 weeks, and the player is keen on the move. Palhinha open to Spurs switch to play more regularly and return to the Premier League football. Talks will follow with Bayern as Tottenham Hotspur
mate. Told you.
A loan deal. It's looking like it's Dunskies.
I was told it was a done deal. It just they've agreed everything, and he wants the move. So I just I wouldn't have said it to you, Sean, but after what happened with the last one, what to say?
Johnny said, as we were in the background, Johnny goes, he's heard that he says it's a done deal or something. And I was like, how done is it? He was like, well, I don't know, but I was like, is it out there anywhere that we can talk about it? And he was like, well, it's out on Sky Sports. I was like, okay, that'll do, because I just don't want to be associated with any more. It's done, but it's not available anywhere else. So I learned my lesson on Saturday, people. Johnny, so mate, if we get Palhinha, that is a big bit of business. It really is a big bit of business. And then if you can go and get, it doesn't have to be
Muani. Still haven't spent any money. 55 million.
It doesn't have to be Kolo Muani, though. It could be Mikel Tadzi. It could be a left winger in the guise of Garnacho. I think we both come to appreciate that. What that looks like. I certainly have always been on board it, and I just think that's it's a step in the right, especially after a day like today, mate. Like, this is like an hour is a long time in football, isn't it? An hour is a long time in football. It
is.
But let's move away from Tottenham for the time being, mate. I just wanted to. So West Ham have come out with a statement regarding Paqueta, who's basically confirming that the independent regulatory commission, regulatory commission, has cleared Lucas Paqueta of misconduct charges made against him. We broke that to you guys the other day. Someone in the comments was saying
he's not going to start. They can't. They won't. Listen, could you imagine? Could you imagine them letting him go? What would only happen? Honestly, there would be.
I know. I think they might well let him go. They need money. They need money. Manchester City were all over him a couple of years ago. I'd love him. I would absolutely love him if Tottenham could finish this week. Imagine if by Monday morning, mate, Palhinha was in, Paqueta was in, Muani was in, and then all you got left. The only thing left to do is a left back or a left-sided centre back, like a Lucas Hernandez. Even though I didn't realise this, but I was told earlier on, Lucas Hernandez he spent 6 months in prison in 2022 for beating his wife. So maybe that's not a good thing. I didn't know that, but
perfect for Arsenal, I'd say.
Yeah, yes, that's what someone else said in the chat as well earlier on. Or not him and Anthony Robinson. Imagine if we finish. Imagine if in the next 7 days it was a Kolo Muani or a Mikel Tadzi, a Garnacho, a Palhinha, and a Anthony Robinson.
Listen, mate, once I was blind, but now I can see. That's
Wait, Foxy's come in with an Elche bomber. Elche bomber from Foxy. What are we doing? Portuguese midfielder Martin Neto leaves Benfica to Elche. This is following last week's signing of Rodriguez. Elche till I die. Elche till I die.
Meanwhile, Cremonese, they're not even selling shirts. They're not even selling shirts. I can't believe what's going on. We
spent half an hour talking about Tottenham, and let's get into some other stuff because there's a lot of things going on, mate. Yeah. First and foremost, right, we got a massive story, by the way, out of Liverpool, not about a player, but about a club. They're moving into multi-club ownership. I want to start there, actually, mate. Liverpool, FSG, Liverpool's owners, FSG, Fenway Sports Group, they're about to buy Getafe, La Liga, Getafe for 100 million euros. That's 20 million less than they spent on Florian Wirtz. They get an entire club, a stadium, a fan base, and a La Liga outfit for 20 bar less than they paid for Florian Wirtz. More importantly than just the craziness of that number is the reality that is, I think that a lot of teams are looking at what Chelsea and how overtly they are using Strasbourg to be able to filter players out. And it doesn't come off the FFP. It doesn't affect your PSR.
How does that work if they end up?
It's about Tottenham, mate, but it's a frustration that Tottenham were the groundbreakers on the entire multi-club ownership model.
Yeah, and had to rescind it. Rangers, Sparta Prague, the other club in Greece. The thing is, what happens if you make a club successful? I mean, like with Chelsea, what happens if, for example, Strasbourg becomes so successful, they end up in the Champions League? What do they do there to show that there's no relation between the two clubs, Sean? Do they split the boardroom? What do they do?
Oh, Getafe won't be in the Champions. Well, and it'd be a miracle if they were, but if they did,
no. But I mean,
yeah, they just put up structures in place. Just do what they like. Just do what the Red Bull model does. Like same with, like, I just think that these days, like, it's like the rules have become, as much as they're opaque, the recent history allows people that are moving into that world to see the difference and to be able to sort of draw the linear lines and make it obvious that they're not going to get punished by that. So it's a wonderful move. I think it's a super smart move from Liverpool. I think that every team in the Premier League, if you've got owners with ambition who want to spend the money and to go after it, they should have a second team that they can fend off players into. City have got it 15 times over, but in Europe specifically, they obviously have Girona, and then like obviously Strasbourg, Manchester United. Everyone's got it. Brighton have got it. Bournemouth have got it. Bournemouth have got Lorient. Everyone's got them apart from Tottenham, and Tottenham were the team that had them first in the 90s. It's infuriating, mate.
I mean, Martin Walton has suggested, why don't Spurs just buy Westerlo? That would cost nothing. Probably a bag of chips.
Yeah, Westerlo would probably cost 40 million quid.
Yeah. And then you could put out all your kids out there. You could do or have a deal. Listen, there's so much talent that's coming out of Scandinavia right now. Sweden, Denmark, Norway. Then, you know, why not a club out there? There's
just
so
quickly, John, before we move on to the next story, let me just get a couple of super chats. Yeah, I did a couple of super chats. That's all right with you, mate. Yep. Roy Blake, big up to you, Roy, over in Norway. He says, did you notice that when Son came on, he didn't get the captain's armband? I didn't notice that. Jeez.
No, we didn't. Well said, Roy. We know that my captain, my guy, Cuti Romero, started as captain. Who took the armband when he went off then? Was it Vicario? Maybe it was Vicario.
I don't know. Who came? Was it Maddison maybe then? Maddison came on, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let us know, Roy, if you saw who ended up as who finished the game as captain. But thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Very generous of you, buddy. Choppy Cheese. He's always coming in with funny super chats. He likes to inhale things, the farts of today. He's saying, "I'd floss with Stell's dingleberries for Colo." 1-0.
He's the guy who likes to inhale.
Yeah, same guy. Yeah. You're a humorous man with your super chats, buddy. A little bit. You're into some weird things, I can tell. Check his hard drive. I'm only kidding. Yeah. Thank you, Choppy Cheese, mate. Legend, buddy. Thank you very much. Blake L with a super sticker. Big up to you, Blake. Thank you very much. Choo. Let us know where we're picking you up from, buddy. I think you're over in America, aren't you? Let us know whereabouts you are, mate, and we'll come pick you up on the train. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. And Carl Berry, thank you so much, Carl. Really generous of you. What's happening with Manol Solomon? He's injured at the moment. He didn't make it on the tour. We don't really know if he's moving or leaving. We're not sure what's going on there, Johnny. Any insight, mate?
No, nothing at the moment. Saw him warming up in some weather training, but nothing seems to have materialised since. I mean, there's no news coming out that he's going anywhere. But I listen. I think we have to wait and see. Guys, if you're in the chat, please tell us where you're from. And if you are here for the very first time, please hit the subscribe button. We're on the march. We've hit 3.7. We're on the march to 4,000. We couldn't have done it without you. But only 43% of the people who watch these streams ever hit the subscribe button. Many of you don't. So hit the subscribe button, guys. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't hurt. And it doesn't, it just, what it does is lets you know when we're on and we're going to be streaming. We need your support. Thanks very much, guys. And if you're on audio, please hit the follow button so you don't miss any of the streams, and give us a cheeky review if you get time.
Apparently Son gave the armband to Richarlison after the game.
Oh, really?
Son was wearing it when the trophy was lifted, but I didn't even stay to watch the trophy, to be honest. I had to end the stream. Dave. But interesting stuff. Vic had the armband, says Graham. That's interesting.
I thought it was Vic. I thought it was Vic. I didn't even think about Son, because I thought that that when Kuti went off, Son wasn't even on the pitch. That's why I never maybe noticed it. Right, Sean, let's get
into some transfer news.
Let's get some transfer news, right? Okay. So Sunderland obviously have done the deal for Granit Xhaka. I don't know if anyone saw the interview when he was asked all these questions, and he obviously didn't know anything about the club. And he just kept getting random. Who are you both looking forward to playing with at Sunderland? Everyone. Who are you most looking forward to playing at? Everyone. Right? Yeah. What do you think of the? Yeah, it was quite funny. But the deal's done. 20 million euros, and he signed a 3-year contract. That's a fantastic deal for them. They finally reached an agreement with Robin Roofs, and he will be their new number 1 goalkeeper. The 22-year-old will cost 10.5 million plus £3 million in add-ons. The Dutch under-21 goalkeeper. And they're also among, it's just can't believe how many players they're signing. They're also among 3 clubs that are interested in signing Chelsea striker Mark Guéhi on loan. The Blues are open to a loan deal, but want the player's full salary paid. Talks remain ongoing with Sunderland.
Interesting. Mark Guéhi.
Guéhi, not Gay, Guéhi. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, interesting.
You want to know how you spell it? G-U-A-U.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Mate, Sunderland are doing fantastic things. But you're absolutely right. What's his name? Granit Xhaka doesn't know anything about any of the players at Sunderland, does he? Like, you couldn't have made that more obvious. Someone, his PA, give him a little 5-second walk down of what's going on at Sunderland.
You dump him in there. You dump him in a question Q&A, right? I mean, ask him what's your favourite food? What do you like to do in your spare time? But he was asking him, what are you looking forward? What do you know about Sunderland fans? Fire, he said. Yeah. It was embarrassing. Real Madrid have rejected an approach for Andre Lunin. Could you guess which club was interested in him but was rejected?
Al Hilal?
No.
Besiktas?
In the Premier League, Sean.
In the Premier League?
Yeah, rejected.
Chelsea?
No, rejected.
What do you mean? I don't know.
No, Real Madrid have rejected an approach for Andre Lunin. There was interest from a club in the Premier League. Which one was rejected?
Oh, Newcastle.
Yes.
Sorry.
Rejected. We should just have a jingle for reject.
Yeah. Rejected again. Ole, ole.
I mean, listen, now they've been rejected. I mean, where do they go now for another goalkeeper? I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure they'll find someone. Despite all the...
I think Ortega will end up there.
Well, it could be. Listen, they're after Sesko. They're after the other player. But they could turn, according to the Daily Mail, I mean, this is a good replacement. Rodrigo Muniz.
Yeah, we spoke about this yesterday, mate. To me, if you're going for Rodrigo Muniz, let me ask this question. Why is it that there's no, who's a better player? Rodrigo Muniz or Richarlison?
Oh, for me, Richarlison.
Yeah? Let me ask you guys in the chat. Chat, just quickly. There's 700 people here, by the way. Amazing numbers. Smash the like button. I'm sure a lot of you are Tottenham fans trying to chase some Tottenham content. And look, we are. This is an everything football channel. So we have spoken a lot about Tottenham, but just want to quickly ask everybody in the chat, including the non-Tottenham fans, who would you rather have if you're Newcastle, Richarlison or Muniz? Because I mean, this is going to cost 50 million quid. He shouldn't. He's nothing like a 50 million pound player, but he should be about 30. But I believe that if Newcastle were to come in for Richarlison, then I think that Tottenham would be smart to be able to. My whole point of that rant there, the preface to it. The preface is really like, why is it that no other team in the Premier League are even sniffing around Richarlison?
Well, they're not sniffing around a whole load of players. Here's a blast from the past, a striker that you just cannot believe is still going. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been pictured arriving to finalise his return to Olympic Marseille. How old is he now, Aubameyang? I can't believe he's still earning a living.
33?
Is that all he is?
I think he's that old, is he? Let's have a look. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is...
Sorry.
Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, no, he's way older. He's 36. My bad.
Yeah, exactly. He's 36. He's still kicking around, still earning a living, ripping people off. Manchester United, right? What's going on with them? They really like Ollie Watkins because they know what they're getting. But he's 30 years of age, and Villa wants 60 million for him. Whether they can do a deal with Garnacho, I'm not sure, because he'll want Champions League. But then you look at the Sesko deal. Sesko wants Man United. Man United's director of football wants Sesko. I think the only question here is, how will Manchester United structure the deal? Because it's the structure of the deal that's going to stop it happening, I think. I think both parties want it to happen. But they want 75 million euros guaranteed, plus add-ons to match the Ekitike deal. But can they... I don't know how they're going to structure this deal, because Leipzig have got to replace Xavi Simons and Sesko, and they can't do it. That's my team. I'll be Leipzig. You can't be allowing them to pay this off in 5 or 6 years. Can Man United cough up like 40 million up front?
For me, I think this sort of pulls into the bigger story that was the original title of this video before the Palhinha and the Muani thing. Nick Voltemade.
What player, mate?
Nick Voltemade, incredible player, so good in the under-21s, about 6'4", 6'5", bangs in the goals for Stuttgart. Youngster, should be going to a decent outfit. Apparently, Manchester United and Newcastle are locked in their horns again. They're both going after Sesko and they're both going after this guy. Do you think it will end up that one of them gets Sesko, one of them might get Voltemade after the deal for Voltemade to Bayern Munich fell apart? Or do you think that RB Leipzig, your team, your club, might turn in and go, if we're going to lose Sesko, we'll go and get Voltemade from Stuttgart? That to me makes a little bit more sense.
Listen, he's not 21, he's 23 years of age. He was the overage player in the under-21, so maybe he was bullying them a bit. But when you score 6 goals and 3 assists in 5 games, you're going to make everyone stand up and take notice. And he did. He looked like a giant. There was one scene when Germany were playing England, and Walter Mardy was stood there hugging Harvey Elliott. And it looked like a big brother playing with his baby son. I think whoever gets Nick Voltemade, he's a throwback, isn't he? He's a throwback. I'm not sure of the valuation, because are they going to overvalue him? Because Transfer Market, when I last looked, we're valuing him around about 30 million euros, right? And I reckon they're going to be asking for 40, 50 million euros. But, when you've got a player that can play as a second striker, as an out-and-out centre forward, or as an attacking midfielder, surely that versatility, Sean, adds a lot to his value.
Yeah,
it's an odd one for me. I think he's a fantastic prospect, and I think he's perfect. You know who he'd be brilliant for? Absolutely brilliant. Everton. Could you imagine him, 6'4", that Fellaini type, balls up to the top, battering ram.
He's no good in the air though, mate.
Huh?
He's no good in the air.
Yeah, but you can improve a player in the air, mate.
Yeah, I'm just saying he doesn't score with he doesn't score in the air. He's a really gifted footballer. He's just very, very tall.
Yeah, listen, mate. He's
Just
23.
random one, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's 23 years of age. He's 23 years of age. You know, you're nowhere near the finished article.
I think Everton have got a brilliant player for that sort of vibe in Tierno Barry. I think Tierno Barry is going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's a really, really interesting player. We shall see with him. But yeah, the Voltemade thing for me it's just a fascinating story, isn't it? That the two teams that are desperate for a striker. Why are the links coming out for Voltemade? Why? Is that because both teams are getting put off by the idea of Sesko and the wages and the fee that Leipzig want? I mean, you tell me, mate. You're Leipzig till you die. So what's going on at Leipzig, bro?
Listen, I'm devastated. They're selling our best two assets. You know, like where do we go from here? You know, I mean, you know, we bought in the German, and he was meant to be running RB Leipzig, Jurgen Klippity Klopp, and he's selling off all our assets. I thought he was meant to be doing recruitment and driving us on to be bigger and better. I'm worried. I've got to be honest with you. I'm a bit worried about it. I think Voltemade offers a better value. I mean, he's half the price.
Yeah.
Half the price.
I'd take him at Tottenham, mate. I'd take him at Tottenham as something different.
Are we agreed that he looks like a Premier League type player, old-fashioned Premier League player? He's got the physicality, Sean. You know, so I think he, you know, I think he ticks those boxes. He's got good feet. Look, any player that can play in the midfield and as a centre forward and as a second striker and bang in the goals is got to be, you know, of major interest to most clubs in Europe.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go early doors, and it looked like the deal was done early doors, but it's fallen apart because they couldn't agree the fee. But I'm not sure of the fee. Do you know what the fee they're quoting?
No. I thought he was around 35 million. 40 million euros, something like that, to go when he was originally going to move, but that's obviously
great value. I mean, right now, when you're looking at, you know, players of 30 years of age going for 50, 60 million pound, then I think, you know, he's got to be up there. You know, you're going to throw the dice. Why not? I mean, for me, 100%.
I just wonder whether Rasmus Højlund's statement, mate, is like if Newcastle can't get these players because they can't pay the wages or they just can't compete for the signature, and Manchester United have just gone and bought, you know, those two players in Cunha and Mbeumo. Maybe the Sesko deal is just a little bit too much for them, too rich for them until they get a conclusion to, you know, one of the 3-4 players that are outstanding. We speak about them all the time. Anthony, Jadon Sancho, obviously, Garnacho, and then maybe someone else further down the pitch. But Rasmus Højlund has come out and said, when he was asked about his Manchester United future on Sky Sports, he said, "I think my plan is very clear, and that is for me to stay and fight for my spot, whatever happens."
You know what that means, Sean?
Go on.
What's he doing, Sean? Come on, you're not with it today.
What do you mean?
If he's not leaving, what is he doing?
Sorry. Sorry, mate. I forgot all about this.
Just when you thought your squad was getting proper, a player won't leave. They call that cock blocker.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I forgot all about the video for a second. Yeah, crack on.
It's a proper cock block because they need him to go. He's cost 77 million euros. He's on a big salary. They need him to go. There's rumours that Atalanta are going to come in for him, but they're not going to pay the money that they want, and so he's blocking the route now. Lookman looks like he's going to Inter Milan if they will pay the right money. So is Højlund? I would say, if I'm brutally honest, I think this will turn out as a loan to Atalanta, back to Atalanta on loan with Man United paying the majority of the wage. But he has to go to free up that space. There's no way I think that he can stay there. Can you see that? I can't.
No, well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, every club seems to have them. Every club seems to have these like the players, like they sign a contract. I don't want to go. I'm happy here. You know, I've got my house, I've got my wife, I've got my kids. My kids are in school, whatever it is. And if I don't want to go, they don't have to go. That's the problem, isn't it? That is the problem with football. It's that it doesn't matter what your ambition is.
Well. Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't matter. Listen, Casemiro, he's not leaving. He's only got 1 year left. He's on 300 grand a week. It's okay. I'll stay here. Thank you very much. And at the end of that year, I'll go and sign for another club. Maybe I'll go to Saudi and get even more money. Okay. Do we
have any Saudi stories today, mate?
Well, we'll come to that's why we're on strikers, mate. Lewis Openda, right? He was the darling.
Love him.
Yeah. He was the darling. Didn't quite hit it last season. Came off a bit, but there's a player there. Why is no one going in for him? I was saying. And then Link has just come in. Not the best Link from caught offside, I'll be honest with you. But if Ollie Watkins does go and does leave Aston Villa, is Lewis Openda the type of player that will suit the manager?
How much does Lewis Openda earn? Let's have a look. Lewis Openda earns £100,000 a week, £95,000 a week, according to Capology.
Yeah, he's in the bracket for them.
He's one of yours, mate.
Yeah, I know.
What? Why are you bringing? Why are you asking for him to leave? You just talked about Xavi Simons.
I mean, that's because like what we're doing. We are the German eBay. We are the Chelsea of the Bundesliga. We're going to sell all our assets and start again.
Yeah. Listen, Openda is a top player. I like it. He's so fast. He's tricky. He's got a bit of a bozo gene in him. He can miss some wildly easy opportunities, but can absolutely bang them from distance and do some things that, you know, you just sit there and go, well, there's the player. But why is it that you miss some of those chances that you shouldn't be missing? But he's super fast. I'd love to see him in the Premier League. There's so many players at Leipzig that are just top drawer, aren't there? Leipzig, your boys, your club.
What club? What club? My mission is to go to the Leipzig. Foxy's got one here. This is another one for you guys in the chat. If you watch us regularly, you'll know. Chelsea have loaned Kendry Paez to which club, do you think? Start for 10, no conferring.
Kendry is who? Sorry, what's that? Say that again.
Sean's losing it today. Chelsea have loaned Kendry Paez to which club, do you think?
Oh, Strasbourg.
Yes.
Yeah.
It must be.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone tell me, Foxy, could you tell me how many players that Chelsea have loaned to Strasbourg in the last month? I think it must be about 4.
Yeah, and they sold a player. They sold a player for 6.5 million or 7 million quid yesterday or the day before for a player that has never kicked a professional minute of football for Chelsea in his life. Youngster, £7 million. Nice little 5x multiplier on that for PSR reasons. Thank you very much indeed. You're a prophet.
Throw in a cheeky homegrown, multiply it by 5. Bob's your uncle. Right. Well, hang on. How much did you sell him for? But he hasn't kicked a ball in 3 years. Oh, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that, mate.
He's a hidden talent. What happened to the boys they swapped between Aston Villa and Chelsea last year?
Nothing. We haven't heard anything from any of them.
No, nothing at all. Some good news while Arsenal are getting all this good news out. Okay, sorry. Let's do the super chat. David Blair, thank you so much, mate. Sean and Johnny, 2 of my favourite football YouTubers. Actually talk sense most of the time. Yeah.
Thank you, David. Appreciate you, mate.
So appreciate it for everybody out there, everyone that's supporting us, guys. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks so much. Give us a like if you're in here. And remember, if you're here for the first time and you're one of the 57% who watch but don't subscribe, hit the subscribe button. It's that little thumb button. Nothing happens to you, nothing untoward, and it doesn't cost you any money. But it helps us get to the magic 4,000. Here's some good news for Arsenal again.
Hang on 1 second. Sorry, Johnny. Mate, your energy today is unmatchable, bro. You are pumped up. I know what's happening here. You, like, because of the Arsenal game, because of the Palhinha, because of the Muani story, you can't wait until 8 o'clock to go in on somebody specific. You're going to go after them, bro.
Yes.
I can know what's going to happen. I'm struggling to keep up with your energy, mate. It's high profile energy on display from Johnny. Thank you very much, David, for the super chat. The Bears Cave is also coming in saying, come on, you Spurs, keep up the great work. Smash the granny out of the like button. We will ask everyone to do that. Thank you so much, The Bear. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you, mate. Very, very cool. We've also got one from Moose City saying, what a showing from Pape Sarr. Daddy Sarr, we like to call him. The man covers ground like
Patrick
a drone.
Vieira, for me, he's got the legs of Patrick Vieira. Look at the old Patrick Vieira videos and those long legs and how he eats up the ground. That's what he reminds me of. So listen, while Arsenal are crying in their milk,
Hang on, Johnny, you're jumping ahead again, mate. Just
sorry, mate. Sorry, mate, for the super stickers.
The super sticker train
Oh
is in
my
full
God!
motion.
Down in darkest Peru, it ain't Paddington Bear, but it's Daniel Houston. Love it, mate.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Very appreciative. Johnny, we're done with the super stickers, mate. Go with the energy. Go.
No, but Arsenal, mate, they're crying in their milk. Arteta is doing windmills. Can you imagine what he's talking about? Thomas Edison and the light bulb. Someone must have turned the light bulb off on the Arsenal players today. Well, they've just lost out on Will Wright. They thought that the young Salford City striker, they tied up. They had a verbal agreement with Arsenal and everything was going to be done. But he's changed his mind in the last 12 hours. And the talented 17-year-old is going to sign a 3-year contract with Liverpool, losing out to Liverpool again, forever second. While we're on to Arsenal, they've been told to pay initial £35 million up front for Eberechi Eze, with Crystal Palace refusing to back down on their demands for the player. And why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? Why should they back down on that number?
Let me ask you this, mate. There's a story. There's a bomber not a bomber. It's kind of a sub bomber from Romano 6 minutes ago. Johan Visser has informed again today that Brentford management. Sorry, he's informed Brentford management again today.
Training?
Sorry.
What's he said again? I'm not coming back to training again.
Yeah, he said he's informed the management about his desire to leave the club. He doesn't want to return to training, insisting to leave and to get Champions League opportunity. Newcastle remain in active talks with Visser while they work on the Benjamin Sesko deal, and apparently some sort of away from the Romano tweet that they're also working on the Voltemade deal. Newcastle are desperate to get something done here, mate.
They are, but can I just say to you, the fact that Visser's not coming back to training, there's only one man to call. Huh? Hello, Mr. Marinakis. Yes, we've got a bit of problem down here. Yeah? Fly Marinakis in, right? Kidnap his dog, take him into custody, put him on your plane, and by the time he comes back, he'll be saying to the Brentford owners, yes, thank you very much, Mr. What's his name again? I keep forgetting his name. The Brentford owners.
Oh, the Brentford owners is Matthew Benham. Oh, no, he's gone. It's the new guy, isn't it?
Yes,
Mr.
Vaughan. Matthew Vaughan.
Ludlow?
Yeah, Ludlow and Vaughan.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Vaughan, thank you very much. I believe in this project, and Mr. Andrews is a fantastic manager. Yeah, that's what you need. But listen,
mate, it's a pint of whatever you've had in the last half an hour, mate. Your energy is off. I'm usually someone that's like wildly over. Your energy today is absolutely bouncing. I can't wait for the stream tonight. I cannot wait.
I hope I still got it. I hope I still got it. No, but listen, that's great stuff. He wants to leave. He's got 1 year left plus 1 year that they can trigger. So technically, that's a 2-year contract. If Brentford sell him and they get pressured into sell him, they're in serious trouble. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. No, Brentford are massively, for me, a relegation candidate. I think that Sunderland have done enough to really throw the cat amongst the pigeons, Johnny. I think they're going to get enough points off of teams around them. West Ham, I think, are going to get caught up in it. Brentford are going to get caught up in it. I worry a little bit about Bournemouth. I don't think they'll be in this. They won't be like, they'll probably be okay, but Who knows? Who knows? Right, but there's a lot of teams down there that might get sucked into some danger zones this year, and it's going to be a fascinating bottom half of the table.
Sure. What was the name? It's driving me mad now. I can't think of it. Who was the young 19-year-old French striker from Metz that everyone was after? Brentford thought they were going to tie up the deal. The Metz striker. I need Foxy on this one.
Where did he go?
He hasn't gone anywhere yet. He's still out. I'm sure he's at Metz. The 19-year-old striker. Oh my God! They thought that they were stolen a march to replace Brian Mbuemo and potentially Vissa with this striker, but now 2 or 3 other clubs have come in for him. Have you looked it up?
I'm going to look. Hang on. Idris Gueye.
Is that him? Yes.
Idris Gueye. Idris Gueye. Yeah.
Yes, Idris Gueye. Right. He's a top striker.
Quality player, yeah.
Quality player. Now, Brentford thought that they'd stolen a march on everybody else and signing this one up. And he is a top player. But he's 18, is he, Fox? I thought he was 19 now. Now it looks like that Brentford are going to miss out. Now, if you're a club looking for the next Benjamin Sesko, the next big thing, Idrissa Gueye, for me, is that player. And, I would be happy if Spurs went and bought him. I mean,
Idrissa Gueye. Yeah, he's a great player, mate. He's an interesting player. I don't like. You can bring in an 18-year-old, stick him in the B team if you want to do that. But Tottenham don't seem to be like. Tottenham all focused on 1 in, 1 out, all that bollocks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, I understand.
Not in that stage of our club or our ownership, but I don't really want an 18-year-old coming in as being.
No. Listen, all I'm saying is, whereas Brentford would look at putting him straight in at the front and centre, they would play him straight off, and I think he would do very, very well. He's a top player, but.
Is there another? Am I losing my mind here? There's another. Is it a Gay Everton as well? Is that? Am I wrong in that?
There is.
Everton? Yeah. He's another good player. Player.
Yeah, he's old. He's a defensive midfielder though, so it's a different. He's a different player. Yeah, we do have Noel. We do have Mason Melia coming in January. A really good player, top talent. What a bruiser he is! Let me tell you. Barcelona have tied up Joel Koundé. He's renegotiated his contract to extend it. I'm not sure what pressure they put on him. He's a top player. Bayern Munich have done the deal to Luis Diaz, but I just don't think that's enough for Bayern Munich, Sean. With having sold Sane, Tell, and Musiala being injured, they need another player, do they not?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, but I think they're still going to go after one of the Arsenal guys, mate. You spoke about this on the stream, didn't you? About Trossard and Martinelli. One of those two, I think, is going to leave the club, especially if they're going to. By the way, there's a story out about where's my list here about Eberechi Eze. Here we go. Crystal Palace have informed Arsenal that they would have to pay £35 million up front.
Just done that one. Just did that one.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, just did that one.
Oh, sorry, mate. We're both guilty of the same thing then. Listen, I think that if Arsenal are going to make space for him, then we need to. Then they obviously need to let go of Trossard or of Martinelli. But where they go, I'm not sure. Either of them are going to end up at a place that's going to be able to repay the 65 million. Do you think that either of those players are going to get anything like the 65 million that say Liverpool have got for Luis Diaz?
It's going to be hard, isn't it?
I think
50 million maybe. Just to say, I wasn't sure whoever did the Chelsea loan deal. I've seen another deal official. Ishi Samuels-Smith has left Chelsea to join Strasbourg on a 5-year permanent contract.
I've never heard of him.
Neither have I. Now, how much are they selling him for?
Never heard of him. No idea.
You could buy Barry from Dagenham, right? Put him in your team, sell him to Strasbourg for £20 million, even though he ain't worth 2 bob. I mean, it's just honestly.
Have you heard this story from from Mundo Deportivo? The new Barcelona kit is not liked by the players. Almost like when I put on my new kit, my new Van de Ven kit earlier on the stream. Apparently, with sweat and the fabrics used by Nike, it became heavier and uncomfortable. Several players have complained about the Barcelona kit this year. That's mad, isn't it?
Just what you want to hear. Just want to hear. Can I just ask you, Sean, before we go there, are we going to tie in the spin the wheel with that section today?
I haven't got the spin the wheel done, mate.
Okay, so let's go to our favourite destination today. One of our favourite destinations.
Which one are we going to?
Well, where did we say we were going to go to?
We're off to Saudi Arabia for the next part of the show.
Oh dear, that's very near Turkey.
Oh,
dear.
I said, hey, we've got these Saudi stories, and we'll come to it later.
The people in the chat.
We're not going to Saudi. We're going to. Okay, one second.
This is the Turkey segment. The Turkey segment of the show.
Dear. Oh dear, I'm loving it today. Okay. Fenerbahce. Right, don't forget to get out the picture up of the longest transfer in European history. Fenerbahce, Milan Skriniar to Fenerbahce is finally on with a deal in place for the centre-back to join permanently from PSG. He'll cost an initial £7 million, potentially reaching another 10 with add-ons. Skriniar only wanted Fenerbahce, and he's flown out to Istanbul to complete the move. He had other interested parties, but it was only Fenerbahce for him. Fenerbahce till I die, obviously. I thought, guys, we were going to have a spin the wheel in Turkey today, but there wasn't enough time. We'll probably do that tomorrow. But there's another one. Have you got the picture up, Shawnee, of what I
sent you? You're making me out to look bad, bro. But you haven't asked me for any of these things. You haven't asked me for any of these things. You're like, Sean, bring up slide 2, and I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? And I look bad, but you haven't told me to do any of this stuff. You're on steroids, and I'm looking bad, but I don't know why.
Mate, listen, I sent you the picture this morning. Victor Osimhen.
What are you talking about?
Victor Osimhen by the plane, mate. Look, here we go, guys. As Sean can't do it, I'll have to send you the picture. There he is, guys. It's almost like it's almost lifelike. It's almost like being here we have Victor Osimhen finally coming in from Napoli. I mean, honestly, this must be the longest transfer. I think this must be about 90 days. We've been doing this the whole since we've been going 2.5 months. This has been going. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I don't know if you've been watching the show. Napoli understandably wanted a bank guarantee, a loan guarantee, and Galatasaray just showed them a piece of paper. We agree to pay you the money. That's not quite what we're looking for. We're looking for a proper bank detail. So the deal was falling apart. They're finally going to get their money. Now, is that going to trigger Napoli? Because at the beginning of the transfer window, Sean, if you remember, Napoli, everyone was linked to Napoli. Everyone. Player after player after player. But the only one they've really signed up is the striker from Udinese. Do you think they're going to go in for a Darwin Núñez or a Jadon Sancho or a Garnacho? What do you think?
I think they'd like a Darwin Núñez, mate. But I think in order for them to, like Napoli need to raise some money. Like I said before, I think that for them to be able to make a move onto something like a big signing, like a Darwin Núñez, who Liverpool aren't going to go. Liverpool got 45 million quid for Konza, for God's sake. So they're not going to let Núñez go for on the cheap. So I just think that what I think that you might see Raspadori leave, or you might see a David Neres leave, and then from there they can make room for somebody else to either come in the 10 or coming on the left wing. It might be a Garnacho. It could be a Nunes, and they can reshuffle other players around. But I don't think that they have. I think they're very good at doing. It's almost like the Paratici thing that they're doing over there. Lots of plate spinning, but very little sort of action. And so I think that they're going to require one or two people to leave the club before they can bring a big transfer in. Big transfer.
I think Napoli, they had a good season last season. I think they have got the money, but they were expecting obviously around about 70 million euros for Victor Osimhen. But if they've got bank guarantees for that, they'll probably be able to get some money in plus a loan from the bank.
Well, they had like a 112 million euro debt they had to pay off last year. So I think that the Osimhen sort of story is sort of rectifying some of that rather than being able to necessarily go out and do.
Hey, it's a Napoli, huh?
Yeah.
On for the mafia, the Cosa Nostra, not the Kosher Nostra, the Kosher Nostra.
100%.
Listen, Manchester City have got rid of a pussy. Apparently,
who?
Jamal Pussy. They got rid of some pussy.
I've never seen this level of energy from you, mate. It's catching me off guard, bro. People in the chat, by the way, you're making out like I'm unprepared. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen this version of Jonny before. The energy's. I can taste it through the stream here.
Oh, come on, Jamal! I can't believe you've not heard of Jamal Simpson Pussy, right? Jamal Simpson Pussy. You can now watch him at Celtic. He's going on loan till June 2026. So he'll obviously be playing.
Where's he gone?
Celtic.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
How old is he? Is he a kid, is he?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know if he's hot pussy or not, but he's going to be playing for Celtic. He's going to be playing for Celtic. We'll be able to watch him.
I've never heard his name before. How old is he? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Jamai Simpson Pussy. Right.
Okay. I'd imagine he's a kid. I'd imagine he's a kid on going out on loan then.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going out on loan, it looks like you're going to be played. He's 19. Thanks a lot, Foxy. Good move for him. He's obviously a talented player. You don't come through the Man City Academy and not have any legs about you. And Watford are in talks to sign Max Allan from Manchester City on loan. The City's plan for the 22-year-old defender is to get him a new contract and then go out on loan with Watford working on the deal. They really fancy this guy. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. What else do we have, Shawnee? What else have you got there? Mikey Moore. Rangers are very optimistic in finalising the details of Mikey Moore's loan from Tottenham this week. It would be a simple loan. Now, I did tell everyone, Spurs fans, that not to take any notice of some of the comments that there was a 30 million buy option. Absolute twaddle. And it's been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano that there's no buy option, with Spurs expected to be given the green light, while the player himself is very keen on the Rangers project. I think it'd be a very good move for him. Russell Martin playing progressive football. I think it's a perfect move for him. And we shall see what happens with that one. What else you got there, Shawnee?
So I've got a story here from regarding Benjamin Sesko's agent, Elvis Basanovic. So during Arsenal's negotiations with Sesko's agent, Basanovic, club insiders were left jaw-dropped with his shenanigans. One insider said he presented Sesko as Lionel Messi. I mean, maybe that's the reason why people are turning their attention to Nick Voltemade, because the agent is just out of his depth. He's sort of saying that this is water or this is wine, not water. I mean, he's a good player, but he certainly isn't anything like as good as maybe the agent is making out. Interesting other story, mate, from Sasha Tavolieri. Club Brugge about to get raided again. Marseille have offered a 30 million euro package for Joel Ordonez. I don't know too much about Ordonez. Maybe you do, or Foxy or someone else.
No, I'm not sure I know about Ordonez. I'm not sure. Marshall, just to say, Marshall in the chat has just said Sunderland got Mark Guéhi from Chelsea on loan. We've done that one, Marshall, if you missed it earlier in the chat. Yeah, we've done that one. I don't know that player actually. I mean, Arden Jashari, I mean, what's happening there? Do you think someone's just going to come in and nick him? I would really love that.
No, I think it'll end up at AC Milan. I think like when a player basically says like I want to go there so much, I'll wait, and AC Milan are going to figure it out. But yeah, it's a top player. He's a good player, but again, like I don't think we should. So I know that we've spoken about him a long time. But at the end of the day, the reality is that he hasn't done it at any level above Belgium League, right? He did a little bit in the Champions League, but nothing to write home about, Johnny. So, like, we should probably just, admire him, but probably not expect him to come to the Premier League. If he came to Tottenham, I'm not sure that it's like, I wouldn't say that it's a name that fills you with. It's an interesting signing and one to be excited about, but not necessarily one that makes you go, yep, that's our midfield battles completely fixed. Because I think that there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of unknowns. Before I forget, I've got to get back on the video stream here. There's a lot of unknowns with Arden Jashari.
There are known knowns. There are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
If you know, you know.
Are you that confident? Are you think it'd be fine in the Premier League?
Listen, who knows right now? I mean, it's going to be a crazy Premier League season. By the way, guys, if you haven't joined the Fantasy Football League, it's going to be a topic. We're going to be talking about it as the season goes on. We have the Spurs Fantasy Football League in operation. Start doing your teams, guys. It's going to be great fun throughout the season. If you've never done it before, just give it a bash, guys. It's a bit of fun going on throughout the season, and we'll think of some prizes to give out to the winners. And I think we got about 55, 60 people in there at the moment. There's the link there, guys. Just click on it. Click on the link, and it will take you there, and the access codes there as well. There's another player that I've really liked as a kid. He's at Ajax. Well, Ajax are reportedly signing Oscar Glock. I'm surprised that no one else is coming. He's Israeli international. He's a real talent. I'm amazed that no one's come in for him apart from Ajax. At least passing winger or midfielder who can dribble, has some really good.
He might end up at your boys, mate, from the sister club. He's at Salzburg. He might end up at Leipzig.
I don't know, mate. I'm just a bit surprised that no one's come in for him. I saw him playing in the youth games, the sort of under 21s, the under 18s in these tournaments. I saw him by mistake.
I think he's all right, mate. He's a youngster. Like, he's got a lot of time on his side. But there's a guy called Amir, who's a big Tottenham fan, who's in like the We Are Tottenham TV. He's an Israeli guy, and he like never shuts up about Oscar Glock, how you say it. And I went in through the Y Scout tour. I was like, I don't want him at Tottenham, no chance. But maybe he'd be a good move to move into Europe and see what he does.
Ajax, by the look of it, I'm just surprised that no one's come in for it. One club that's going a bit mental, as we were saying about Aubameyang recently, just before, was Marseille, going absolutely bananas in the market this summer. I'm not sure where they're getting all the money from because they didn't have much before. After completing the buy obligations following the loan deals of Jonathan Rowe, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Neil Maupay, they're linked to 4 big money transfers today. Igor Paxel from Feyenoord. They're also re-signing, as I said, Aubameyang for a massive salary. And they're also linked to Joel Ordonez and Tim Weah, who will cost them around 50 million euros. I mean, where someone...
I don't know about Ordonez. We spoke about him a minute ago. I mean, Paschal, I looked at him because Tottenham were linked with him. I ran him for the White Scout back in January, and I didn't want him. I think he's a good player, probably a good player, but not someone that's probably ready for the top level. Maybe Marseille is a good spot for him. And as far as Glock. Sorry, who was the fourth one? There was three. Glock. Ordine, Paschal. Who was the fourth one you mentioned?
Joel Ardiz and Tim Weah.
Oh, Tim Weah. Sorry, Tim Weah for me is Tim Weah for me is a player that I think he's on the verge. Right, he's been linked with like four or five players that are bottom half Premier League. He's been linked with like a top half team in Ligue 1. I'll be interested to see what happens with Tim Weah. And I'll be interested to know why it is that Juve want rid. Do they just want rid so they can make up are they trying to just raise money to get themselves out of the financial hole and to go after finishing up their own business? Or do they just not rate him? Same with like a Douglas Luiz. Are they getting rid of Douglas Luiz because they don't want him? Or is it because it hasn't really worked out and therefore it's a way to get their kind of wage bill back in order? Tim Weah for me is a very interesting player. Wherever he lands up, I'll be watching it closely.
Can I just ask you a question, Sean? I've just been thinking about this since we've been doing the stream. Spurs need a destroyer as much as they need a midfield passer, right? Would you agree? Someone who distributes the ball. And Palhinha is 100% a destroyer, but he's not an elite passer of the ball. Are we getting?
He's such a better passer than people give him credit for, though. His
Well,
stats
I sort of beg to differ, to be honest with you. I think as a destroyer, he's absolutely what Spurs need right now. I mean, we need a passer in midfield as badly as we need a destroyer, and Palhinha isn't great passing value. He's not a defense splitting passer of the ball, is he?
Look at that. If you watch it, people think he's a terrible passer of the ball. He isn't, right? He gets the ball back.
How many games did he play? How many games did he play last season?
This is not just a last 365 thing, mate. This is I've done the Y Scout on him, done the FPS on him for the last 3 years. He's a very, very good passer. He's not a switcher. He's not someone who switches the play. He doesn't stick it into the channel but in terms of, can you rely on him to win the ball back and give it to somebody else?
Yes.
Who can do better with it? 100%. But that doesn't mean that he can't pass medium length. He can't break a pass. He absolutely can.
A short pass. Where do we go to if we go to okay. Fair enough.
He's nowhere near as bad a passer, but he's not you're right. He's not the guy that's going to break the line and run forward.
Sorry.
He's not a sort of like an N'Golo Kante. He's not that sort of, or a Cloud Makelele type, but he's certainly someone that gets the ball and hands it back. But he won't just hand it off to the guy who's 3 feet away, like centre backs do to get their stats up. He's absolutely capable of winning the ball back and handing it over, but he's not the guy. You're right. He's not the guy that's going to be the creator in chief or the locksmith, but that's not what he's about.
No, we need a destroyer, but even if he passes the ball to someone who can then, dispatch. Fulham are in talks to sign Samuel Chukwueze from AC Milan.
Chukwueze, the Chelsea guy?
No, Chukwueze from AC Milan.
Oh, Chukwueze.
Chukwueze. Yeah, from AC Milan. Guys, if you're in the chat and you haven't hit the like button, shame on you. Shame on you. Please hit the like button. Help us hit the algorithm. And if you're here for the very first time, guys, please hit the subscribe button and help us grow. We're on our march to 4,000. Couldn't have done it without you. It's been great, guys, seeing you all here today. There's one player out there that I think most fans in most clubs have spoken about as maybe a possibility that hasn't got anywhere, is Dusan Vlahovic. I mean, apparently now Juventus have agreed fully that he can go. If we can get a good proposal, Vlahovic can only leave with a good bid, and we've not received it so far, says ex-Spurs director of football, Damien Comoli. at Juventus. Given the player's recent level of production, a loan with no buy obligation that's covered half his wages would constitute a good proposal from Juve's perspective. He made the worst decisions on the ball around the box of any player on earth last year.
Who's saying that?
No, I was just reading that. I mean,
okay.
I was reading the.
I thought that was a quote from from Kamoli. I was like,
no.
Listen, we haven't received a good bid. For what it's worth, he made the worst decisions.
No, I mean, I was watching him last year. I mean, like when you're a big fan of him,
not the best player, is he?
Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of him at Fiorentina. You know, you tune in to watch Vlahovic, and you know, he was shocking. He was shocking.
I think he should go to Nottingham Forest. I think he should be Chris Wood's replacement. I think he'd be very good in that role. I don't think that a top team will come in for him, but I don't think Juventus will accept a low bid for him. So it's a bit of a conundrum. I think that will be a deadline day move. I don't know if it will come to the Premier League, Johnny. I think it will be something that will be sorted out. He might end up staying in Italy or going to a slower paced league. Again, a slower pace. He might even go to RB Leipzig to replace your boy. That might be a place where you see him end up.
Stop messing around with my players, mate. Honestly, I'm losing tomorrow.
He's not Elche, is he? Because we've got Rodriguez in the front. You know, we're good. We're fine. We're fine. Old Elche till I die.
Elche till I listen. We're going to do spin the turkey wheel tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that one. And I think that's about it for now, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, cracking show. Sorry for everyone who thought we were a bit of a mess. Like, I've never been as sidelined as I'm used to. And I've never seen Johnny as amped up. It's because Tottenham tonight, the Spurs 5 is going to be wild. I know exactly what Johnny's going to be after and what he's going to be getting, and I can't wait to see it. I'm going to sit back and watch this one unfold at 8 o'clock. You're going to see less from me than ever before because I think Johnny's going to take this one by the horns and run with it. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has been a part of the show. Thank you to all of the super chats. As always, you're all an absolute bunch of legends. Dave H. 1960 has said, big up, guys. I'm well impressed with Kudus. Yeah, same, mate. I think he's going to be an awesome outlet. I don't think he had his best game today, but it was a wonderful day to be a Tottenham fan, especially if Palhinha is done tonight or tomorrow. And then the same for something like imagine if we got that double bomber done, it would be sensational stuff. To the rest of you that are not
we redo the super chats, Sean, just to to say thank you. Should we just go through the super chats? Boom, boom, all the way through.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Moose City. Thank you very much indeed, Dan, the Bears Cave. Appreciate you, David. Carl Berry, very generous, my man. Super sticker from Blake. Also from Choppy Cheese. And also from Roy right at the start up in northern Norway. Appreciate you all, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with the spin the wheel. And I've got a couple more segments to introduce when they're relevant. Obviously, today's segments went tits up because Johnny was asking me to bring in something we've spoken about earlier. I thought we were speaking about Turkey. Apparently, we're speaking about... I thought about Saudi. Apparently, Turkey was the call. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. We are on Spotify and on Apple Pods. Link is in the description. Please do go over there. It's really important to us if you do enjoy these contents that you also consume them over there. So thank you so much, Johnny. You're a legend, mate, as always. And I will see you in a few hours. I'll see you guys at 8 o'clock. Johnny, it's goodbye from me, my man.
It's goodbye from me.
Bye, everybody. Take care.